Yes, I'm still sick. Son of a bitch. Good evening, viewer, and welcome to episode 9 of SOTD. What do you mean we don't have any viewers? Grandma said she was here for the duration. What do you mean she said we've gone downhill? How can you go downhill when your starting point is the bottom of the hill? Okay, well, if we've got no viewers, that's it for this week's show. Tune in next week for more of the same. Good night. No, I do not want to do the show this week. Because the mighty Spurs were utter dog shit. I mean, how can you not turn up for a North London derby, for fuck's sake? Do you have any idea how many Goonie pals have come pouring out of the fucking woodwork this week following that game? It's embarrassing on both sides of the fence. All those Arsenal supporters acting like West Ham fans because they've just won their World Cup final. Oh, fuck off. Our first game is the North London derby, where only one team bothered to turn up, and following a sending off for Spurs, the arse people won the game 3-1, and 18 people were pronounced dead at the Empty Crate Stadium, having drowned in a tsunami of spaff. Pork pie? Conte, defensively strong at the back, fearsome presence in midfield, and an attacking front line to strike fear into the back row of any club in any league anywhere on the planet. Thank you, Pork pie. Unfortunately for you, those players were at Alton Towers when they should have been at Arsenal. I mean, this is just another lacklustre performance that underlines the fact that your Jose Mourinho approach has been found out, because your suck 'em in and smash 'em on the counter-attack has become predictable. Well, the thing is, that... Harry Kane, you were the first player to score 100 away goals in Premier League history, which is yet another personal milestone to add to your personal milestone. But do you get a trophy or medal for that target?
Yeah, well, obviously not.
Can we speak to Heung-min Son? No? Racist? Okay. Arteta. Troops is in America, you're flying high, 3 points in the bag. Processed meat is not good. Processed cheese is not good. Processed Arteta is top shelf. Pep impersonator. Gary! Liverpool hosted Brighton and the game ended in a 3-3 draw. Pork pie? De Zerbi, are we drawing him up? Apparently not. Moving on, Klopp, 2-0 and you earned a draw. Although, with Webster scoring an own goal, you should have lost 4-2. Are you happy with the point? Shit, get to the chopper. You're a shadow of last season's team. Gary? Fulham hosted Newcastle and lost 4-1. Pork pie? Marco, 4-1. What happened? The game was level for 6 minutes, man. Then this red card bullshit. You fucking cockroach. Eddie Howe, 4-1. Decent win. Let's get out of here before he whips his penis out. That's a good shout, Pork pie. Gary! Southampton hosted Everton and lost the game 2-1. Pork pie? Ralph, you lost to Everton. That must suck. Losing any game sucks. I don't see how Everton are so special or relevant. Oh, that makes 2 of us. Lampard, another win. Now with a double-figure points tally. Feeling optimistic? Yeah, well, we've covered 25% of the journey that crosses the line into safety for next season's survival, but we're still a long way from home. Can I at least touch one of your crayons, please? Gary! Crystal Palace hosted Chelsea. Could Palace steal a win here? Of course not. They played Chelsea, who won the game 2-1. Pork pie? Vieira. Hello? Valiant start to the game, but predictably Chelsea equalised before taking the lead and winning the game. But on the bright side, you could take 2 positives from this match. And there would be? Firstly, the scoreline, as 2-1 is a fairly respectable outcome given that you are Crystal Palace and they are Chelsea. And the second positive? You didn't have to watch Sky Sports to see your boy Conor Gallagher today. Fuck you. Tuchel. Oh, Trotter, what are you doing here? Where's Tuchel? And why didn't you make an appearance against Liverpool earlier today? Nah, Tuchel got a tin tag, innit? And for some reason, Chelsea have only gone and asked me to replace him. I think maybe Del Boy pulled a few strings to make this happen. Cheers, Del Boy. Del Boy? Oh, Del Boy. Now, what is going on? Where did this voice come from? And why did I not have it when I was at Brighton? Gary! Following a non-emergency meeting, it was decided that the Chelsea manager's job carries with it the Chelsea manager's voice, as young men who cannot afford to buy are young men who cannot afford to buy. Bournemouth played Brentford, and the game ended in a 0-0 draw. And as we do not do 0-0 draws on this show, our next game saw West Ham host Wolves. Pork Pie is happy as West Ham won the game 2-0. Pork Pie? Boysy, eh, yeah. Boysy, ooh, yeah. Boysy! Great game. 2-0 win, 3 points in the bag, out of the relegation zone, and only one game away from the top half of the table. I never doubted you for 1 minute. Are you fucking sure about that, big man? Don't fuck it up next week against Fulham. Right then, Bruno. Hello. Has anybody seen Bruno Large? Oh, hello. Just getting word through that... Oh no. No. Ah, ladies and gentlemen, and hims and hers, and those who have sex with kitchen utensils, and donkeys, and chickens, and people who do not have any zeros or ones inside their undercrackers. Bruno Large has been fired. Oh, does that mean I'm dead, Harry? You are to Wolves, Bruno. Wow. Scott Parker, Thomas Tuchel, and now Bruno Large. I'm not sure if our art department can keep up with this. We need 3 new managers drawn up and then colourised. That could bankrupt us. Oh my God! In other news, Manchester United walked across the road and turned up to play Manchester City. Pork pie? Yes. Do you want to waste any breath on this year's winning manager who's going to proclaim his team a bang average despite the emergence of their freak of nature forward who is systematically arse-raping every goalkeeper in the Premier League on a weekly fucking basis? Not particularly. Well then, would you like to hear a frustrated Frugalmeister trying to explain how a player that bossed the midfield a few months ago in a Champions League final sat on the bench during yesterday's Manky Boy derby? No, I would not. Okay, well, Leeds hosted Aston Villa, had a man sent off, and saw the game end in a 0-0 draw. And we don't cover 0-0 draws on this show because they're fucking pointless. All of which takes us on to our last game of the week, which will see Leicester City hosting Nottingham Forest on Monday night at 8 p.m. in the third derby game of the week. Brendan Rodgers will no doubt see his team lose to Forest, which may well move him another step closer to his dream of getting fired with a £20 million payoff. Although, if Leicester do the impossible and beat Nottingham Forest, that could well put Steve Cooper's head on the chopping block. Who am I kidding? This is Leicester we're talking about. So I'm going to finish this on Monday afternoon before the game is even played. And once again, lay down the pedigree chum on Jacob's Cream Crackers challenge. In that, if Leicester record their first win of the season later on tonight against Nottingham Forest, I'll start next week's show by eating dog food on crackers. I'll see you next Saturday at 3 p.m. for the first game of episode 10 when Newcastle United host Brentford.
Harry Maguire.